we have just developed our National Development Plan, which is the 7th National Development Plan. We have a particular direction in which we want to go as a country in terms of developing energy development. Our national electricity and energy is mostly focused in the urban areas. Government intends to exploit that also in the rural areas as well as the very urban areas. That is for electricity generation. But government would also want to scale up on renewable energy and also increasing energy development in the rural areas where energy is mostly dependent on wood fuel.
In the implementation of the 7th National Development Plan as very critical, we do recognize in Zambia that energy is a vital component. It's an enabler of development and also will assist in industrializing our country. And therefore, we do have a resource gap in implementing the generation of electricity in Zambia. Right now, our electricity generation is mainly hydro-based. We are moving to renewable energy, such as solar and wind, to complement the hydroelectricity generation, given that we're just coming out of a dry spell and we're unable to generate electricity despite having about 2,800 megawatts of installed capacity in Zambia. So we see China facilitating the role of financing the development of renewable energy in Zambia.
UNDP has several roles, of course, as a thought leader, as an integrator, in supporting development. And right now, there's a project of South-South China project, which UNDP is coordinating as a pilot, in the country. That brings UNDP's critical role of coordination. This is something which needs to be promoted and used, as UNDP is interconnected to all the countries, and especially with China, with UNDP China using as the catalyst which is on ground to be able to support the UNDP Zambia office to coordinate and scale up thereafter for government after following the lessons which will be learned from the pilot project.
South-to-South Renewable Energy Technology Transfer Project being implemented by UNDP through the Ministry of Energy is one example of triangular relationship between the West and South-to-South countries. I'll mention about the two technologies which we are working with. We are working with the development of mini hydro in a rural area, which will electrify about 15,000 people in that local community. And we are also working on the solar part, where we are creating a center of excellency for solar in Zambia. So in terms of good lessons that have been learned from this project, on both sides, on the mini hydro part, we have learned that partnership between China and Zambia is able to somehow bring down the cost of construction, even starting from site selection and feasibility studies. We have been able to do feasibility studies at a cost that you are unable to do at a commercial rate. On the other hand, in terms of solar, we have installed solar equipment at 2 rural health facilities to demonstrate that solar energy can work for rural health facilities. And this is indicated from the impact that we have gotten the feedback from the facilities. They are able to work in the night, and they've seen an increase of patients coming in the night. This has improved their service delivery. In one of the facilities, they've seen an increase in maternal births in the night, which wasn't the case before we did the installations of those solar equipment. So there are quite a lot of lessons that have been learned as we implement this project. And in addition to that, we are using the project to build capacity for the local engineers who have been involved in this project. The capacity that has been done so far, it's not theoretical capacity where you just attend classroom training, but it has been on-site training, practical training which was demonstrated on site. And we have gotten feedback from the institutions that have participated that they are now able to do their own pre-feasibility studies with the training that we supported them. So I think that was quite some good lessons that we have learned over the period we have been implementing the project.
I think furthermore, when we talk of capacity building, it's not only looking at one level of the chain involved in implementing this solar project or these renewable energy projects, but it looks at the whole chain, from the policy makers up to the technicians. So this is quite unique. Most capacity building programs will target just one specific group, but this one ensures that everyone involved in the whole chain has their capacity built.
One of the things from my perspective is that scaling up and integrating, looking at development as a holistic, in a holistic nature as it is, not necessarily in one vertical.
Identifying the right project with the right financing in order to achieve the objectives of renewable energy in Zambia.
I think we still need to strengthen technology transfer and capacity building in terms of technology.
So with the government's drive to diversify the energy sector, the South-to-South cooperation is the way to achieve that.
In addition to all this also, we look forward to spending more time and more capacity for the small and medium scale entrepreneurs in Zambia, because those are the ones forming the backbone of the economy.